Hi folks, I wanted to talk with you today on a subject I've run across quite a bit in the recent past with several clients and their horses. And you know, we hear all the time this phrase, the broke horse. And the horses that I've been involved with that were labeled as broke when they were purchased were about the furthest thing from broke as they could be. So I wanted to take a minute or two and kind of give you my definition of what I think. If I sold you a horse, I will tell you at the very minimum what I will have that horse doing. And number one, if it's a colt I've never started, it doesn't matter. Colt I've never started, an older horse with troubled issues, that horse should be able to be catchable. He should be able to stand, to be brushed, saddled, have his feet picked up and cleaned out. Now, I'm not saying he's got a ground tie, but you shouldn't have to have somebody there to hold the horse while the farrier comes and trims his feet. Then they got to stand good to be saddled. You're walking around one side, the other side, the horse shouldn't be moving around. He should just stand there. Now, it's our responsibility when we saddle a horse and do these things with a horse. We need to be considerate of the horse, and we need to try to do these things in a way that is fitting for the horse. I mean, some of us just rear back and we throw our saddle up there and the cinches fly around and whack the horse in the knees and the elbows and the ankles. And if you expect him to stand still while he's being abused like that, then your expectations are just absurd. So we need to go about these things in a way that is fitting for the horse. But anyway, that's where you'd start. Watch the guy catch the horse. Watch him trim his feet. Watch him brush him off. Watch him saddle him. If he does any groundwork, watch the groundwork. See the horse's expression. Is the horse got his head up in the clouds, or does he look nice and relaxed? See how the horse stands when the guy gets on him. Does he stand? Does he walk off? All these things are important. If a horse can't stand to be mounted, they ain't broke. Simple as that. That is a very simple, basic thing to get a horse to do. I want to see the guy walk, trot, and canter the horse around in both directions on a slack rein. I want that horse to be in a relaxed posture, and I want him to be able to pick up his leads. He doesn't have to change leads, but he needs to be able to pick his correct leads up. So if that guy's riding that horse around and the reins are tight and the horse's head's up and his back's down, I'd say he's not broke, okay? Next, I want to see the horse ridden outside. Maybe the guy, you can't be there to witness that, but he can do some videos of that. That horse should walk, trot, and lope around in a pasture almost exactly like he does in an arena. If you can't ride your horse outside comfortably, you ain't got but half a horse. That's the facts. So I want to see that horse cross water. If he's broke, he should be able to walk through water without jumping it, without snorting, without running backwards. He should be able to go on a trail ride, walk down the trail on a slack rein, and just simple stuff like that. One other thing you'd want to ask for, let me see you load him and unload him on a trailer. Walk him in, back him off. Does he rush in? Does he rush off? These things are all minimal things that I consider with a broke horse. And you may, just to throw a wrench in the cogs, ask the guy when he gets done riding the horse you're interviewing, watch him ride another one of his horses. And that might give you an idea of maybe some people think it's okay to drug a horse. So if you watch him ride more than one horse, you might see some things in the horse he wasn't expecting to have to show you that might raise awareness that maybe something is different about the horse that you're interested in buying. So, you know, I mean, be educated. Use your common sense. You know, just because somebody says he's broke, you know, I worked with a horse not long ago. they bought the horse as broke. I later found out they tied the horse to a dump truck to teach it to lead. Now, if you have to do that to teach a horse to lead, you ain't gonna get a horse broke by my definition. Come to find out, the horse wasn't broke. He's bucked them off, he's run off with them, and that horse was scared to death. That's why he did the things he did. If I got taught to lead by dragging him around with a dump truck, I'd be scared to death too. So, I mean, you can't just take people's word for it, because most people are in the business to sell horses to make money. They don't care what their reputation is. And if they sell you that kind of horse, their reputation ain't worth a flip anyway. So I stand behind all my horses. I train horses for a living. I do clinics. My reputation goes with every horse I sell. I don't sell a lot of horses, but I do sell a couple a year. But I know what I can do with my horses, and I will show anybody what I can do with my horses. So, you know, think about these things before you buy your next horse. It might save yourself a lot of trouble, and you might buy a $1,000 horse at the local sale barn. If you do, you know, expect to have something that doesn't know anything. Because you get what you pay for. You know, it's like buying an automobile for $500 versus $50,000. You know, that $500 automobile, it might get you from the house to the grocery store, but then you might have to walk home. It's the same with the horses. If you get something for nothing, you know, that's never a good deal. If it's free, it ain't never free. I'll guarantee you. So anyway, give that some thought, and maybe one day I'll post a list of things on my Facebook page in a post, and I'll just make a list of the things that a broke horse needs to be doing. And and I'll say this also, if you buy a broke horse like I'm describing, you might look to pay minimum $4,000 to $5,000, okay? But what's your safety worth? What's a hospital visit? How much is that going to cost you if your horse bucks you off and you get hurt? If you get the horse home for $1,000 and you can't get along with him, you got to send him to a trainer for $3,000. See, you always wind up spending as much, if not more, on a cheap investment than if you just went ahead and bit the bullet and spent the money and got you something that you know is fairly represented. So I hope this saves some of you some headaches and heartaches, and thanks for watching.